Hey guys, Magic's here, and welcome back to my next Bant Control League. I mostly run the same list as last time. I'm trying out a Polluted Delta here instead of the second snow-covered forest, because I want to make the mana a little bit more consistent. And I don't think on average we really want the second basic forest that much. I think we can still cast the Uro, all the shock lands that we have. And decks usually don't attack our green sources that much, so it might come up in a mirror match that they run us out of green sources with Field of Ruins this way, but I think I risk it and try to include the fetch land for today, see how that feels. And in the sideboard, while the 4 Firewalkers were nice, double white on turn 2 is certainly an issue. So I try out Timely Reinforcements again. I could also see Weather the Storm if we want to beat Prowl specifically. But I don't think that Weather is as good against Burn as Timely. Simply because they don't go as ham on the stack as Prowess does. Sure, it still gains life, right? But I think the additional blockers can be a little bit better. Maybe we still want the instant speed to play better around Skycrack, because else you have the sub game on turn 3 where you also want to drop your Uros. Plunks up the curve maybe a little too much. Another substitute would be Dragon's Claw here. This is mostly the same as for Firewalker, but it's for 2 colorless. I don't expect Prowess to bring in Aberrate against us, and yeah, it still has the same effect, so all their lava darts and gut shots and whatever else they have becomes weaker, and it's easier to drop because of the mana requirements, and well, on the downside it can't block, so it doesn't create board presence. I think it's feels weird to play this card instead of Firewalker if you have already white in your deck, but yeah, that's the reason I try Timely. Maybe let me switch that up and let's include one Weather just for science or something. But I definitely want these additional life gain cards here. Against the aggro decks, all the rest is still the same as the last time. So yeah, check out the first video if you want to hear more thoughts about the deck list and check out how we went there. And let's just jump straight into some more games. Let's go. All right, here we go. Match 1 on the play. Risky hand with only 1 land drop, but we have still 24 in the deck. We have an opt in hand, so YOLO. The Ashiok is not good. We can at least pitch it to Force, so that going for us. Decide want a Hallowed Fountain or Breeding Pool here. Swept. Okay. That's a rare land to see nowadays. Or green red, the Ponza deck that missed a 1-drop. Then it's a loose keep in the dark, I think. Hopefully we can punish that. Okay. It's the land drop. Now we have everything but everything green mana. Maybe Ashiok can get them if they don't have normal land drops and basics, fetch lands, I mean. Okay. So it's not a Ponza deck. And I don't want to drop the Ashiok yet. Basic lanes here. Not really. But if they don't add too much pressure, I want to drop the Jace next turn or hold up Cryptic, so I think we go with Sanctuary here instead. So this seems to be like a zoo variant or something. Don't feel Tarmogoyf is that great nowadays if you don't pair it with this card. Better things you could do. Well, if they have Bloodbraid Elf, Jace becomes worse. It's also an issue here. Stoneblade deck maybe too. Have to find an Uro, so I think I hold up Cryptic instead. Jace here. More Path to Exiles or something is good. Okay. It's a green source at least. It's a Supreme Verdict. Don't want to fire that off yet. Go to 10 here. Oh. There's nothing going on. Step back and draw a card. Drop the Jace and pray for the best. Maybe with a land drop we can also use Wall of Omens in front. Maybe not. Okay, let's just brainstorm. Got it. Okay. Don't hate Aether Gust here. Then we have to fetch. So maybe we don't have to force Ashiok away. Fetch our basic forest. Up Aether Gust here. So 3 unknowns. They can have a lot of burn spells in hand. Did my wall earlier. interesting that they play out the land. Okay, so it is a Stoneforge deck after all. Maybe we find an UFO now. Bottom right. Doesn't want it. Jace is not the worst. Sure. Now I don't really want to minus here yet. Let's play the wall out as a blocker. Go from there. Still enough interaction, and maybe we can hide our Jace behind the wall, then it's good. Wall also provides a good jump blocker for a Bloodbraid Elf, so. And next turn we could Supreme Verdict instant speed, so. Comes maybe up to 4. Then we can't drop the Jace, so probably not. Wow, he's flooding out like a champ. Still bounce a Clothis too. We have to. Do we care about the sword here? Has only one more card in hand, so the last creature is Dragon. Yes, at worst he lets us discard the Force then. Not the end of the world, so let's let that resolve. Force for maybe a burn spell or something. That's fine, we still picked. Yes. Exile. That sucks. But then we just discard the Force, right? He equips there. One card. It's not. Force is kind of useless. Basic. Well, if we draw another land drop, we can Jace plus Supreme Verdict. Doesn't have another Lightning Bolt in his turn. So we can try and protect the Jace actually with plussing. Give him a land drop. nonsense up. Now we just have to find an Uro or something to stabilize, but with Brainstorm and Teferi on the board, seems doable. So he can make a few tokens here, but we can pass the token that will have the sword. We have now Snapcaster Mage for Supreme Verdicts, and we have an Ashiok to prevent Stone Watch. I think I want the Ashiok here, but I might want the Mystic Sanctuary. Have to keep an eye out of not getting burnt out. I think that is the most dangerous part here now. He like combines a lightning bolt with a stomp or something. Okay, card in hand. Also target Cryptic and bounce the stem, other token. Can't bolt inside combat, so crack that. Can't pass this turn, but I don't think we have to, so let's shuffle away the Ashiok, I guess. And find the Uro. Box. Okay. Turn card. I think we die from 5 here. Right. Just go, sure. Whips now, we just bounce the germ. Yeah, I don't think I need anything else here. Germ. We're not finding anything here, unfortunately. Might have to bounce the sword soon. These mana leaks won't cut it. Still have a lot more mana leaks in the deck. Could bounce a sword and hold up force or something like that. Okay. Turn 10 mana leak, still good enough. It's the Uro. Okay, it's probably game over. Gargaroth probably. He has passed to Exiles though, but I don't know if you want to keep him in. Timely Reinforcements is nice. Stall a little bit. I think Ashiok on the draw is too good. I expect them to have Blood Moons and stuff like that, so let's put in Aether Gust. Summer doesn't do anything. F was nice. Sweet is probably too good. All the forces. Cut them all, like. Not a lot I want to counter on that turn. Mana Leak can be okay. Still need some spells to counter the artifacts after we bounce them, but I think that Aether Gust is good, also because it hits Clothes and stuff like that. Do we set them on Chandra's? Want the Celestial Purge? Set them on Chandra's. Maybe we only put in one timely. Just for value and some life gain. There. Land drops. Don't know what specifically I'm looking for. There is no high win card or anything like that, so just try to keep a playable hand here. Seems like they don't run mana dogs, so they are not the fastest deck. Like a value mid-range deck, right? So I really think they have like Choke, Blood Moons, Boils, stuff like that lost sideboard, because apparently Stoneforge alone isn't good enough. Sure. One spell per turn. Or I rarely will cast more anyways. Pro, okay. So we fetch Temple Garden then, that we can enable Uro and Teferi. What with Cryptic, but it's Stoneforge. It doesn't drop Blood Moon next turn or something, but okay, nothing. So a Bloodbraid Elf or something. Fetch out some basics. But if he has a Boil, let's just offer him basic island here. Play Teferi and plus. What's now happening? Whale of Summer, sure. Plus means we survive a Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, if it hits Bolt. And he can't use Boil that efficient anymore, right? Because he can't do it in our end step and then maybe play a second in his turn or something like that. So he can't get that fancy. And I guess next turn we just fetch, hold up, or yeah, just hold up Field of Ruin to grab more basics. Or we drop the Jace, honestly, if it doesn't do anything here. Yeah. I think in this case, drop the Jace. Bounce that, then run into Bloodbraid Elf, so we could also hold up Snapcaster Mage. Can't Cryptic it though, so that's an interesting turn. Is an interesting turn. I could also go for the second green source and try to drop the Gargaroth soon. This. Go the Cryptic. This doesn't do much yet, but what is the best curse of action here? He has only 3 cards in hand. He didn't play anything. I don't think he has Stoneforge. I doesn't have Tarmogoyfs or something. I think he has several Bloodbraid Elf in his hand and just wants us to downtick the Teferi. Or has Lightning or something like that. So I don't want to do that. I want to plus the Teferi. Question is, do we drop the Jace and plus him? What is the worst that could happen? Hardcast Better Skull. Boil that kills 2 islands, but with a Brainstorm the following turn, it's very likely that we find more land drops. So what other options do we have? Cryptic is not an option. We can hold up Field of Ruin, then pass the turn with Cryptic. After we bounce that in next turn. Maybe that is correct. Is the Jace here correct? It's certainly the play with the highest ceiling, simply because we would untap with Planeswalkers on the board. Then we can still find the 3rd island. Nothing happens, so I think we go for the highest ceiling play. Just play Jace and plus it. We have Bloodbraid Elf plus Bolt, so let's bottom that here. Can't Stomp and Lightning Bolt because of his own Deepening Silence, so it's not a possibility. I think there's no way that he can activate this turn. So I honestly don't know if I want to crack this Field of Ruin for an island, because I don't want to give him too much value for Choke or Boil. Stuff like that. Okay, he makes 5 mana anyways. Okay. Mana for a Pyromancer. I really want to drop here. Oh, big boy. Mind Sensor. Alright. Good thing we didn't hold up Field of Ruin or anything. Yeah, let's try and hit something nice and dirty here. Let's Brainstorm first. Storm first. See what we have. Mystic Sanctuary is not active. Still have Snap to block 5 at least. Penalty. Block the Tarmogoyf. That he doesn't have a bolt for the Jace. Mana Leak. Mind Sensor is a little bit annoying now. We have still removal in the deck, but we have to find it, of course. It's more mana here. Can still counter a Pyromancer. Brennan 6. Not counterable. Can even trade with the Tarmogoyf here. That is funny. Guess we can bounce the Mind Sensor, but he can always flash it back in. Unless we hold up Mana Leak. Drop my 6/6 here. Jace. Schwiper for the Goyf. Can't interact inside combat, so it's a trade here. Nice and easy trade. Base goes to 3. Right. Now we could create the green mana if we want, but we also have to pick up brainstorm again. Oust is nice. I think I want the Urus here. Let's get rid of this. Hold up Cryptic. There, and guess we can bounce here now. Makes it more awkward for him to deploy Seasoned Pyros, because then he loses the Clothes. And we soon have Uro also, so that's nice. Kind of just need tempo, like if he taps out here or something. Counter bounce. If he bolts the Jace, so be it now, then we drop the Teferi. Like no big deal. Hold up Mana Leak or something. Yeah. Just gain the tempo here, everything is fine. Perfect. That are a lot of land drops, so we can put land drops on top. Can drop Uro number 1. This into play. This into play. Turn back with Cryptic up. Next turn we drop the Uro. Guess I could have dropped Uro actually in this turn. What am I doing? That would be so great. Maybe not tapping out and running into Path to Exile for this turn is still fine. We know he has a Ren 6 in hand, 3 unknowns. If he plays a Ren 6, he can't play a Lightning Bolt or something, so he can still counter a Boil. It's pretty good. Yeah. Let's prepare for the Uro now. Can't use Whale of Summer here. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Put Cryptic back on top, but I don't think we have to right now. Just make the mana good. Draw is good enough for me. Yeah, Aether Gust is nice. It's here. 2. It's the battlefield. We are back at 18. Don't anything else here right now. Just plus the land drop. Yeah, feels good. So many options here. Still interaction up. Yeah, he can't really use Mind Sensor and just talk nonsense there. We have Teferi. I always forget how good this card is. He does so much for 3 mana. It's insane how great this dude is. I feel kind of evil of because I play this little mage here, but so strong. Certainly missing him or another good substitute in the Sultai deck. The only real option we have there are Narset or Liliana the Last Hope, but they are not as great as Teferi. Narset can be as great, but she needs a specific meta, and here, Faithless Looting is no longer there. And without Ice-fangs, she also loses some value there. She's still okay against Uro, but I think you have anything that helps you here. Don't care about the path. And fire away. It's priority, okay. I don't care, you can path them. Grab our basic planes actually. Let's grab the second white source for Supreme Verdict or something. So he still had Path to Exiles in his deck. Can still drop the Gargaroth, I guess. It's the Mind Sensor again. That's Mana Leak. Go away. Why use the Field of Ruin here? Our hand is chock full. Brainstorm, then drop the Gargaroth. Okay. Draw the Sanctuary. Let's play the Fetch Land. Let's play the Gargaroth. Actually, hold up. Go. Now we need another Path to Exile. I think this game is over. Don't know what he can draw. Even Pyromancer into something can't beat the Gargaroth once we attack and make 3/3s. This is a beast! Better Baneslayer. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. I think Stoneforge is a good card, but I don't think this deck is better than the green-red deck with Utopia Sprawl and Arbor Elf, simply because it lacks explosiveness. They're not convinced by Tarmogoyf. So white gives you some options. I don't know if you can squeeze in white into the Ponza deck. I mean, you have all the fetch lands. Utopia Sprawl could also make white. Could include a Temple Garden if you want to. So that Arbor Elf can also create double white. So if you really want the hate cards like even Mind Sensor, I don't know against what, because you still have Pillage against Stoneforge decks. You have Pillage Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon against the Ramp matchups. To even include Stone Rain if you want to. So I don't know which issues white fixes that green can't. Because also like the typical white silver bullets that you might know from 2014 that won matches by their own, like Stony Silence back in the day where Affinity was a deck or Tron was not as good, right? Then you had to really appeal to go white. But nowadays green has everything or nearly everything that white has. I guess the only exception are Eidolon or these rule of law effects, but meh. Storm is not really in the meta. Yes, it's okay against prowess, but with green you could also just run Weather the Storm, like let them deal the damage, gain 21 life or something, and go on with your life. So, anyways, we don't want to talk about Ponza. Let's jump into the second Bant match. Match 2. Let's see what we face against next. Double Uro hand. Oh, so this can do something. Okay, another Misty Rainforest probably means some time here. I think we have to hold up anything. Second Cryptic here is a little bit clunky, I guess. Probably playing against Sultai. No, actually Timur. No Ren and 6 here. Now the hand so far is fine for a control mirror. We just need more land drops and time, I guess. Okay, he's missing land drops. Then let's try and drop an Uro or something to hit these land drops. He has a remand or something, but also hold up Field of Ruin, but I think use our advantage here and press on. So he has remands on edge, then it was bad to play into it and possibly giving him a land drop, but yes, that's one less remand for a counter war or something. So probably like a reclamation deck or something. Always wonder how a remand deck survives in this meta with the browse decks running around. So jammed. Hits. What happens next? Thing, right? Wasting his mana here. Still missing land drops. Then. Okay, it's fair. Let's drop the next Uro. Right, perfect. Now we have Cryptic up, so end of turn we can also bounce his land for the extra rub-ins. And since he is in Teemo color, he can't answer Uro once it hits the battlefield, so should be nice. Might as well go counter draw now, because could play this land otherwise. Want to fall too much behind. Don't think he has Spell Pierce or anything. And then we win. Alright. Nice, okay, so kind of control mirror. That reason we like Whale of Summer. I think we need Supreme Verdict. I don't know if they run Field of the Dead. It's worth. We keep in one Supreme Verdict just as a hedge. Spell Snare is nice against Remand. Maybe we don't need the walls necessarily. And maybe against Red and 6 we want at least an Aether Gust. Can also stop Wilderness Reclamation and Burrows and Whale of Summers. Then we would board out the Wall of Omens. I think that's fine. We can also board out one path to Exile. 3 is far enough. We keep in one Wall of Omens, but I think Soul Guide Lantern can be a little bit better against Mystic Sanctuary and stuff. Bringing one to build our own growth spiral, maybe. For Teferi, just random value. Let's try this. We have the Spell Snare against the Ren and 6, so I think we get that. Anything else we can drop a wall onto, or maybe later on. Our biggest asset is Time Raveler, as always. Followed up, maybe Whale of Summer or something. Force it through, and then we go from there. Meanwhile, I see if I can find a list there. See what they are up for. Okay. Place 9 and 6 again, or they wait for the next turn. Have Mystical Dispute or something up. So it could also be a deck with time warps and stuff like that. Entirely sure. We are flooding out here quite a bit. Sometimes they have Bone Crusher Giant after sideboard. Something annoying. Versions are there. Yeah, or it's just a straight up control version with Cryptic Commands for remans and Shark Typhoons and Field of the Dead as expected. Some deck lists even run Primeval Titans. Weird. Since he didn't have an Ran and 6 last turn, let's Spell Snare this turn. It's and he's missing land drops again. Oh, I'm glad that I Spell Snared there. Let's fetch as much sources as possible. Need that right now. Didn't want to draw more lands. Okay. Could put Spell Snare back on top. Thing is, since he doesn't play any spells, he probably has more remands or something. And he also doesn't have land drops, right? So it's very likely. Let's drop the wall. There. Less remand to care about. It's the Field of the Dead. To answer that with Field of Ruin. Jace now. They usually only run 2 of those, so if we answer the first one, that is very good. Just have to prevent Ren and 6s, because else they could pick it back up. Them to ramp ahead here. And we hope they don't drop a Primeval Titan on us or something. Okay. Right. Try to draw on. Maybe we can find a Whale of Summer or something. Okay. So they have already burned through 2 remands. So they probably have a few forces and cryptics left. So really hoping to find a cheap counter spell to force one of my planeswalkers through. Yeah, brutal. That's what I don't want it to see. So it's the list with Oboro. So if the list that I am looking at is correct, then they only run 1 Snapcaster Mage and 1 Whale of Summer and only 1 Archmage Charm or something. So actually, in this case, they had a perfect hand there. Well, now could have just a single Cryptic plus maybe something else. So maybe I should run the Jace out here actually. Because we are not getting anywhere else. This is on here. So probably have a counter spell for that. Really needed some of my cheaper counter spells, so it's bad to draw the wrong half first, then just draw the mana leaks when they have infinite mana already, right? So that's pretty darn awkward. Now I don't have anything anymore right now. Dovin's Veto. So back on top. Run the Jace out, because they have Mystic Sanctuary else. They have a Lightning Bolt still, but Path right now. I don't think I even need the land right now. Should the turn back. So they don't have a counter spell apparently anymore, so maybe we did run them out of their gas. Then it was worth it to run everything in there. We have to protect the Jace here. Should probably in this case plus it next turn. Could put the Lightning Bolt on top or put the Blast Zone on 4. Tap down the Field of Ruin here. If they pump all the mana in there, we can still bounce it with a Cryptic. That wouldn't be the worst. I bounce this now, could put the lightning bolt back on top, so I have to be careful here. Shouldn't have tapped down the damn Field of Ruin. So they put the Cryptic back on top anyways. What can we do here? Guess if we bounce that now, he has to use the Cryptic, right? Maybe we can draw into Force or something. Does he have a mystical dispute? No. Okay, our first mana leak this game. Could also bounce his Snap and then go with Snap Bolt on the Jace. That's also a line could take. Really tapped wrong. Okay, he did not go for the bounce Snap line. That is kind of weird, because this now gives us another brainstorm here. Stops at least the Sanctuary. Let's take Lightning Bolt away. Still goes for the Blast Zone line. Okay, yes. Now he has one more Field of the Dead, and we have one more Veil of Field of Ruin in the deck. So we also still have Veil of Summers in the deck. He has one Cryptic in hand, we know about that. Comes the Ren in 6. That is very annoying. But we can exile his graveyard to deny him the Blast Zone stuff. Not use his fetch land for another Mystic Sanctuary there. Guess we put our Cryptic back on top. More. Very good. In this case, I don't want the mana leaks. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Can use double Cryptic and a mana leak. guess we don't need the path to Exile in this next turn, so let's put the path back on top. Big counter war, Mana Leak can still be nice. We should then soon play our snap and force the trade before he can bounce there. Uro is just a cycle at this point, right? Because his graveyard is empty, so it's fine. Cryptic 2 unknowns. Let's force him into top deck mode. Use the Cryptic Lock. Some great Mana Leak value here. Where are my Time Ravelers? Aether Gust is nice. The Mana Leak. Right now, I probably don't need Snap. I don't want to trade with the Snap because of his Uros. Really have everything we need in hand. It's just think that we can draw our Uros before he wins. That, return that. Want to card in hand and then only some Uros left. At this point he only has one Uro activation. Sure. Puts it back on top. Alright, that is fair. Sure. It's back. The command. Yes. Brainstorm. Don't want you Mana Leak. Ship the turn. Jace runs away with the game here. Always have the Cryptic Lock, so he has to wait and accumulate stuff in hand. Right? Every turn, Brainstorm. Return. Now we can put those cards back. Play this. Fetch. Basic planes. The Jace dies, we still have another one, so. Go. 2. Say go. Tap too low. Where we still have double Cryptic up. Know that 2 cards in his hands are no counterspell at least. the other card probably. One card left. I think we can now cash in the path to Exile, actually. Like this Uro here is only a random redraw. At this point I don't even know if Field of the Dead would do anything if he puts all his lands in the play. So 2 cards. There we go. Alright, another 2-0. See you back for round 3. Match 3, here we go. See if we can continue our streak. Everything goes into Wall of Omens. Another control matchup probably. So greatest hand here. Unless we can drop the Teferi, of course. Okay, Sultai. Yep, Sultai. Don't fear Teferi here. But drawing 2 Supreme Verdicts is bad. Okay, Stolen Harbor. 1. Which counter spells do set them? Because I just jam. Nothing else to do here. Could have a DK, but very bad hand here for this matchup. They are missing land drops, so at least we have something going for us. Snap. Want to Field of Ruin yet because I don't want to win. Maybe that's wrong because I want to attack his mana here. Put him off purple, blue, or black at least. Bounce stem land. Draw a card. Sim to discard. I don't care about the 1/1 right now. It's somewhat of a mana advantage here. We can find our Nexus of Fate. Okay, so it's a Wilderness Reclamation deck. Okay, so we're definitely behind because he plays a very greedy deck here. That just another remand deck. It's removal or anything, so he is definitely ahead. Let's see if he has another force here. Second force, unfortunately. Jace, okay. Think so. Not a Wilderness Reclamation deck then, but why do you play Nexus of Fate then? I'm confused right now. I don't know what's going on over there. It has full of counter spells and stuff. So right, he has the mana apparently now. Already countered 2 Teferis. Second Shark. I was hoping that he maybe draws some Fatal Push then. Apparently the answer is no. Not. One of these sharks. Oust. I think that's better than gaining 3 on our own wall. That's wrong, because the wall can draw us cards and we still have a Supreme Verdict to sharks. Draw that now. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Pressure of the battle. Unfortunate that he had 2 Force of Negations. And he runs Factor Function. It's definitely the clear deck, so ditched. There's no black source, but is it? Okay. Just don't have a second Factor Function, I guess. And away. to 8. How many more counters he has in hand? Of Promise. Punish him here. Probably means he has another payoff, something. It's about the Cryptic, so it's have preferred Mana Leak. Still okay. Still Mana Leak is expensive spells. I really need a Planeswalker like that. That exactly. Of the Shark gets some value. Needs an appropriate. Oh. Spells are too clunky, my friend. Never resolve. Just tries to run us out of counter spells so that he can drop the Uro. But since we have Mystic Sanctuary here, pick up the stick again. Still have Archmage Charm. We can find one of our Jaces. We unlock cards in our hand. Here are the Uros. The Uro. Okay. Let's turn. Good double Uro. Gets to that. Let's put the Cryptic back on top. In this case, we can stop both Uros. Then his graveyard is gone. Next turn the Uro hits, then we have to path it. Don't have any more Cryptics, right? Yeah, both Cryptics are gone now. Test the gear deck with these bombs. Jace in there. 0 room spells. We have only seen one Fatal Push so far. Mana Leak won't have much value anymore, so more time. An Ashiok or something to stop this nonsense, but stop giving me land stack or give me at least in my own Uro. How can you flood out so heavy? Thing is, we are now at turn 17. Aether Gust would have been fine. Yeah. Third fact of fiction. These two Supreme Verdicts don't here yet. Maybe later against this Field of the Dead. 1 point he gets infinite turns or something, so I really need my own Uro or something. Unbelievable. How can we lose this game? On all the mana leaks. It's infinite zombies soon. Don't have 5 mana Teferi anymore to get out of this, so yeah. It's infinite critics or something. This is first, so he probably has more. Spiral. Supreme Verdict here yet. Clean up the Uro a bit. Our own Uro. That's something. Probably Cryptic, right? Back on top. Somewhere in these last 11 cards is Nexus of Fate. Yes, of course. Oh man, feels horrible to lose this match. I think we only lost because we had these two Supreme Verdicts till since turn 2 or something in our hand. Like those would have been any other spell like Uro earlier in the game, Snapcaster Mage, even another Wall of Omens, just something that does anything. I think we would have cleaned up here. That can rescue us. Oh. To tap out here. One of the Supreme Verdicts would have been an Ashiok. We would be off so well. Maybe we can kill him with a Snapcaster Mage on Archmage Charm. Survive till then. Fourth, I guess. Or he will time out if the next game goes as long. He can't finish this match. Okay. It's a weird move. We misclicked there. Something. Okay, that is a win condition. Archmage Charm, we can force him to draw, and he might kill himself. Or Rus. that happens. Ashiok, that is also a win condition. Do you think, how many counter spells does he have left? That will instantly win the game, I guess. Probably has some Fatal Push in hand, right? He can't have infinite counter spells. Wow. Sorry. I was a non-believer, I'm be honest. I didn't think we win this first game. Wow. Insane. Ashiok for the win. Milling. Okay. Guess sometimes you have it. Some of spot removal. Always. I think Uros are a big part of his win conditions. We saw some of the green spells running around, so I mean, we have seen most of his deck, right? I think the last cards in his hand were some Fatal Push, if that makes sense. Because I think they have to run some, right? This one Supreme Verdict is good enough. Actually want this other Aether Gust. Keep a few Path to Exiles to deal with the Uros. And the Sharks sometimes, maybe. Some more graveyard interaction. Spell Snare against Remand. Dovin's Veto is great. Mana Leak is still mandatory. Survive early on. This is good. Archmage Charm is good. Teferi is good. Ashiok is good. Uro is such a big win condition for them. There, we didn't see any Wilderness Reclamation, so I think 2 Aether Gusts are enough. There, obviously, Jaces and Teferi and the Cryptics, so let's try it. Could maybe go for the Gargaroth, but that's too greedy. Clunky. Can't be forced though, so that is nice. Okay. Land drops, we have one. Sure. Spell bombs, yeah. Makes sense. We bring in Soulguide Lantern, they have spell bombs. Spell bomb is a little bit better, but still. I think the best card here is Ashiok, actually. I mean, they run from Evil Titan and Hour of Promise, right? So Ashiok is quite good. Red, definitely. Okay. To remand that, to hit land drops. If you want to hit land drops, he will remand that. Tells us something. Not sad about that. That's one less remand for turn where they want to win a counter war, so as we build our blue sources up. Click the button. Second can count here. Because I don't think he can finish this game in 2 minutes. He needs at least 5 or something, so don't land drops right now. Before. More interaction here. These land drops. It's good in a sense, but bad in the sense that we don't have enough interaction against Factor Fictions or something, so land drop, alright. That one of these we have Field of Winds in hand. Force with us. Force is with us. Want to force that, but then we run maybe to prime time or something, so can make a big shark here. Just pick up Fact or Fiction again. Not really draw enough counter spells here. He did ramp up so much. Still has this damn Revenge in hand. Doesn't care about that. Counter that because he can remand his own spells, so die against these damn tokens. The answer is against Field of Ruins, but this token army will get us here. Maybe I should leave in Supremes. Feels so bad. Seriously, it's really bad. Okay. I think he should have forced, because if we tap out, he just drops an Uro or something. This way we have at least a chance in drawing our one of Supreme Verdicts. Maybe I should bring in the Gargaroth simply, because can outvalue these token armies. Does win quicker than I anticipated him to win here. Back on top, of course. Still has Remand open. We are dead now. But at least he has to use up some more time on his clock. This is unfortunately too late. Damn it! Losing against some stupid tokens, but yeah, the issue were these Fact of Fictions like always. Can't effectively deal with that if you don't draw your mana leaks in time. So he did win rather quickly, fortunately. Let's bring in these Gargaroth. I think they are great against the zombies, simply because we can create 3/3s all the time, or gain more life, so that the zombies don't matter that much. We can force him through rather easily through counter spells. So let's go full greed mode. They are also greedy, so we have to be greedy. Okay. At least they only have around 6 minutes to win this. We can play the clock a little bit better here. Throw Spiral in hand or something. Yep, like always. These are the best starts, because we don't do anything. Let's draw too much lands too early again. Spirals. Now they have Fact or Fiction plus something. Plus Remand, for example, or stuff. They don't have the Fact or Fictions here. No. They create zombies, apparently. Oh! 2 Field of the Dead in the deck. Always have them. Alright, alright. Have their win condition here. Now we have to survive turns. Mana Leak becomes worse and worse against this deck. Would have needed that in the beginning of the game. Now it's really a little bit late. Jace. Feel like we have enough juice here to force that through yet. I need them to tap a little bit lower in their turn. They don't have to right now, so wait for the right moment or a little bit more efficient spells. You can also still draw an answer against the zombie. It's not yet game over here. Not in a rush yet. Just have land drops so far. No Uros. Titans or something. The Charm. Okay, now we have the 2-2. They have 6 too early because of the red clock. Okay, they have 5 cards in hand and don't play anything. I think I risk it now and just jam the Jace, like. You have something. Oh. Then play it. Wow, okay, worked. I expect that to work as well. They could have a Shark Typhoon, of course, so no guarantees here. If they have the Shark, they have the Shark. Okay. Seems like they have nothing. Big pile of nothing. Assassin's Trophy. Willing to fight about that. Oh. GO doesn't even show me where they put this damn card. Well, now they draw it nonetheless. It was a set turn, but we have a Teferi on top, so. Well. That was a very good turn for them. Wow. Should have just let this damn Jace die, but I give them more time, they'll outvalue us, so fresh card here. Row of our own or something. Would be nice now. Just to another Assassin's Trophy. Yep. God damn it. He has all the answers all the time. The issue is that his Uro will now run away with his game. Well, it's not necessarily if we shuffle him at least, that he can't get the Assassin's Trophy. We hope that he doesn't go nuts now. Draw some more land drops or something. Some remans, whatever. Oh, deck, stop giving me lands. Don't want more lands. A Jace or something. I do everything I can. I just don't draw mine removal here to get back in this game. Now here comes a huge ass shark to kill my hero. I needed a path to exile here. That's really what I needed. Now we lose everything, kind of. That feels so terrible. That feels so terrible. Oh, don't let me lose this game. I could have answered. Yeah, he attacks. No, he attacks the Teferi. There's no need to block with the damn zombie. Geo gets slower and slower. 1 minute 30. There is the damn path to exile. Have the Uro now. Or maybe we can stall this in exiling his shark or something. Aether Gust to deal with the Uro. Right. We don't have Whale of Summer up here, so he could kill. Or he puts it back on top. Yeah, exactly. Alright. He is hitting the 1 minute mark now. Back the Uro, place the Uro, place back the Uro. But with the mana leak, that great. Fetch now. Still, this costs him time. 50 seconds. Playing the clock tightly. Come on, deck. Another path to Exile or a Snapcaster Mage or a Mystic Sanctuary. Something. Sure. Have to still hold up Whale of Summer against a trophy or something, I think. Can't let this Teferi go away. Could still use that, so I can't play this anyways. Attack first. Probably doesn't trade or anything, but draws us another card. Maybe the fetch land. Snapcaster Mage. Now let's see if he blocks. If he blocks, that's fine too. Yeah. Back. Mana Leak. Fiction. 20 seconds. Can we do this? More Uros. It's fine. Yes. Okay. 7 seconds. 5 seconds. 4. Mana Leak. Okay. Alright. I don't know, even if we play on. Yeah, I don't know. Probably wins if he has more time, but also have still an Uro going. Still Teferi on the board. We have Veto Summer to protect it. I don't know. Hard to tell. Very tight matchup, but we are definitely underdog, I think. Simply because he has way more grindy stuff in that matchup, because he only runs a few removal spells in his main deck and something like that. Well, anyways, I have to reload MTGO. It dies. See you back for match 4. Alright, match 4, here we go. Oh, first mulligan today, I guess. Okay. Sad because I like everything in this hand. So we are on the play. I probably want the wall. Maybe we can spike another land. We can draw another land with wall and Uro. I think we are all fine, so yeah, let's be greedy. Let us be greedy. To draw some lands, like we do about this league. Defense. Shocked in. Shriekhorn. So the dredge match up. Something else. Now we go down even further here. It's horrible, but dredge variant. Yes, sometimes I run Steam went to hard karst Necromoeba or something. Hopefully it buys us time. 4 cards here. Against dredge, that doesn't matter too much. Guess if we now hit a green source, and maybe soon drop Uro and go from there. Need a land drop. Yeah, it's probably dredge, right? Yeah. He's brick. Okay, at least we can stall the Amalgam. They have hit a blood cast. So they really have to hurry up and get to this Uro. Perfect. Okay. In this case, I think we just go for the Uro here. Sooner we get there, the better. Hopefully we only need 2 more turns. Okay. Does he have a land drop? Just the question. Then he hits a lot of blood casts. X. Yes, sir. At least we could force the Shriekhorn. It should have held up Dovin's Veto on 2 instead of the wall. Slowed him down, I guess. We'll dredge 6, so the land drop right. Away Jace. Okay, so we have the Uro mana. Let's bounce the Amalgam, I guess. Try to find the Cryptic now, and we can lock him out of this game. Okay. Conflict rate is scary, unfortunately. Force for that. Can't put the force in our hand, so I guess that's not the worst. Because we can fetch Mystic Sanctuary, put the force back on top, and draw into it with the Uro then. Because we then still have 5 cards in the graveyard. Yeah, but I really only have to find Cryptic then, so take care of the conflict rate with Uro on the battlefield. If we lock out their combat phases, we win. So that is also something that's great about Uro. You have a fair shot again in the dredge matchup, even without any graveyard hate. I mean, we have one Ashiok in the deck, but still. But still. He's heavily in the tank here, how to deal with this Uro. He finally goes. Decides to go all in here. Tries to go white. That's probably the smartest move he can do. So he gets the amalgams back. Before we have a chance to put the force back on top. Okay, would have drawn one anyways. Do we need another spell now? Probably not. Probably not. I think just go for another basic island and put the amalgam on top or something. Try to find the cryptic then. Pitch there. And 14. On deck. I need my cryptics here. Else we lose this. Take 7 here and go to 7. We gained 6 life back, so it's pretty good. Dredge players. He's in the tank. Is there another Bloodghast? Don't see one, so I don't think this matters too much. I think that's fine. Won't block a Bloodghast anyways. Not cast an Acromeber or something now, but or he puts the Ox into play, I guess. Six, come on, deck. Help me. Help. killed these triggers. Going in first, so we have a few shots to hit the Cryptic. It's not it. Nope, that's also not it. Then we are dead. Alright. Had my fair shot here, but made the misplay probably with the first Force. If I set him on Dredge there, I should keep the Dovin's Veto. Oh well. Not a fan of Oust here. We have Wall of Omens. I guess one timely can be okay. I like the Ashiok, so I sort of turn. Even the Gargaroth. Sometimes they bring in Thoughtseize and stuff. Too much mana leaks, I guess. Time. Burrow right. Very. Still want some Aether Gust though. I deal with Loam and the red card's a little bit better. Forces. I guess Teferi is not the best here. Let's go with that. Okay. Hand is low. Snapcaster Mage doesn't do anything, but I have this Soul Guide Lantern and Uro, so can only hope they don't have Leyline of the Void here. I should have played in case they have discard, but don't have discard. We can also play it next turn after Uro. Then get maybe the front half value. Ah, aggro player so slow. Come on. Alright. So he does bring in well Leyline of the Void, alright. Okay. And I guess we take the Loam out of there. Then try and win this. Supreme Verdicts, you say? Care Loam. How much is Escape? This is Escape 8, right? Okay. It's only 4 other cards, so it's still a little bit far away. Alright, you got me. At least then we got the Ox too. Can have a reunion or something. Okay, just the Loam again. See if he has a basic forest, I guess. Oh. Let's tap correctly this time. I think we forgo the white mana and just go for Uro. That is probably the best plan here. Just hope to spike a blue source. Next turn, then we can play Uro out, maybe. Play Sloam, we Aether Gust it. Well, I guess if we don't hit, we still have Snap Aether Gust for a while. That's why I like Aether Gust more than Mana Leak. Now he has to put it back on top, or yeah, directly on the bottom. Perfect. Sometimes you just draw very well, I guess. Fill our own bin. Enable Uro. Set hits. So be it. Okay, we hit our hate here. We were on the play. Now it becomes more difficult. Leyline of the Void is an option, so maybe we spike one Celestial Purge here, just in case. One path to exile. Still like that Wall of Omens can block most of their stuff. I think we want all the other cards here. Maybe Archmage's Charm is a little bit too ambitious. I like that it can draw cards though. That is good enough. Like all this removal is nice and all, but maybe we have to need, like we need maybe some path to protect our Ashiok from a few attackers at least. So maybe we only bring in one Veil of Summer against a random Thoughtseize. Always kept 7 so far. Come on, Dredge. Try and mill some. At least the Spell Snare. Right. Didn't mill again. That's the ley line. But nothing else at least. So only draw lands. Should have taken a mulligan maybe. Maybe. Double loam here. He doesn't hit too well. So the Spell Snare did its job. I think it's a little bit too early for the wall. Let's hold up the Aether Gust against the loam. So we can spike an Ashiok. Get the other one then. Try to get his Dredge enablers. Maybe a Soul Guide Lantern. Also good here. Nope. Let's try and spike the Lantern. Maybe a Force. Just crap. Damn it. I think we had a fair shot here because he's really low on cards and we could delay this loam. I think we are not unfavored. He really needed a Force here or a Lantern or an Ashiok. Guess he only has 3 lands in hand, so it's not the worst. And still spike one of those cards. Let's see. Suddenly it spirals out of control. Really drew too many lands in a row. Oh god. Always the same issues. That's the downside of running 25 lands. Sometimes you don't draw anything else and don't have enough action, then you lose. The Blood Gas, at least we have that under control. Well. Maybe we can find a Gargaroth or something. Still have a fighting chance. Still fighting chance here. Turn. We would at least draw some bombs here. We would have a chance, but this interaction, not that much. Maybe if he bricks these dredge fives, we'll have a chance. Yeah, I guess no. It's game over. Our win streak ends here. This seems like I can't spike the 5-0 yet again. I just wanted 5-0 finally. On Gargaroth, I need you now. On top. There. Yeah. Gargaroth or bust, I guess. Oh, come on, deck. I love you. Give me your best. Your best. So we will know that he draws a loam. He doesn't have a dredge here. Create 3 life, then attack and create a 3/3. Or maybe just draw more cards. I think right now we need more life. Does he have a draw here? Okay, at least he fizzled. I cross my fingers. I hope he draws bad. Come on, fizzle. Don't care. Shouldn't yield to that, because later on when we drop the lantern it becomes awkward then. can't say he did draw bad here. Then he hits the conflict for the Necromeaver and the Creeping Chill. Creeping Chill is the really bad card here for us. Go to 3. And we have a virtual 9. We block 6 power, so we are not dead yet, at least. Sends to Gargaroth. But can build still a Cryptic Lock. How much chills are out there? 3. So he only has 1 more chill and somewhere some conflict rates. We go to 1 here. And fetch. A Jace, you say. 2, 3, 4. Don't have enough for Cryptic. I gain 3 here. That is also not enough, I think. Yeah, he has enough attackers to kill us. So the 3 life won't matter anymore. So I guess we just try and draw a random card and go from there. Like, what else can we really do? Yeah, that is too late. Just been good against the ley line, but our win streak here is over, and I don't want to waste more time him here tanking and wasting more of that. Lantern was too late. Yeah, we just simply did flood out in the beginning. If we draw the action earlier and the land drops a little bit later, win this, I think. But, well, nothing I can do about that. See you back for the final round. The final round. Let's see how this will go. Let's see what we play against. After Dredge broke our heart. Evils they are. Storm. Would have been a nicer matchup for the ending. Like that. Then you draw the second Sanctuary. Deck doesn't like us anymore. Seems like it has won enough, and now it thinks it has holidays or something. It's too slow, I think. Goes with the Lord. Next turn, then we can still force a ritual, I guess. Here. Just repents. Wall was still okay in this league. I think it has done more than maybe an Ice-fang. Okay, at least we hit land drops. Come on. Play your opt or something. Dum, dum, dum. It's a long tank for opts. Cards in hand, 5 cards in hand. Want you to refill your hand here. Well, then let's try and build a counter hand or something. Just draw lands. So pitching the Cryptic. Top, that is scary. So we might want to Field of Ruin, right? Dovin's Veto is nice. Use you. Probably in other gifts, so I want an island. Guess it doesn't really matter because we can't combine it here. I should haven't tapped this basic planes to hold up a path, but it doesn't matter. Don't know if he can go off here. Yes. Cards in hand. Even if he kills the Jace with an storm spell, he still doesn't have any more resources, and we have the Guru. I think actually this is fine. I don't want to run into Remand, he just can draw cards, but he pitched 2 cards, so nothing too scary here. Doesn't he use 2 Serum Visions? Then he could scry 2 first and then draw one of the cards he puts on top or something. Don't really want to tap out too low. Like, we have now more counter spells. It's like we don't have to do anything else but hold up and draw more cards with Jace and slowly make more land drops. It's not Amorphous for you. Goblins covered. Goes for that. It's the third gifts. Wow. Gifts in a row, eh? Well, now he has only one more gifts in his deck. Put back the Force on top with Sanctuary. Have Empty the Warrens covered. Jace won't die that easily on 5. Right? Simply doesn't have a critical mass here. That is his issue, I think. Very spec on top. Draw. So I can put the Supreme Verdict on top for now. So let's see. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hardcast all the counters, but we don't have to. I think now it's fine to play the Time Raveler. Still have Force Mana Leak up plus Force Pitch, which is fine. And we bounce the wall, I guess. Extra draw. There's nothing for the snap to do right now. Drink some water, it's very hot here. 35 degrees. Literally die while doing anything. Especially inside. But outside is also not better. King is gruesome. Seed. Baral. Sure. Set your combat phase. Away. I think we have to draw anything anymore. Just Fate Seal him now. True. Play the wall. or land drop or something. So he has a ritual and 3 unknowns. Some flames still in the bin for 5 or something. Jace will never die. He wants to grave shot us or something. Heal on Teferi. So root move. Got it. Force on it. I think we don't need the Snapcaster Mage anymore. Let's go away. Now we have 3 Force of Negations here. Spells in hand. Goblin. Spell in hand. Get hate. And I tap use. Molten Uro, my own bin. Play it. It's not punished. This case. Away, Mr. Goblin. Right. It's bored. I like Summer and the Aether Gusts and some more graveyard interaction. Fan of much Planeswalkers. It's also a little bit awkward. It's 4 just as the Jace. At least it's a clock. So we don't wall. Maybe 3 Aether Gust. Yeah. Is Weather the Storm a card that can win against Storm? It always feels like if they have enough resources, they just grave shot and put it back into the hand with remand and just go off anyways. Maybe it's better than a Cryptic. Right, like that. Maybe we want to cut a land drop, but we need some mana to work with. There. Great hand, but land drops we have a little bit graveyard hate. Lantern can cycle at least. And we have the Oust against the turn 2 Morale or something. Last time I pathed it too early and then we got immediately punished for that. probably cycle this Lantern down the line, like, don't think holding that up all the time just against the Past in Flames is that exciting. Really want some more business here. If it would be a relic, I think I would keep onto it a little bit longer, but this smells like an empty the Warrens again. One of those empty games. Sit back on top, right? Ah, too bad. Too bad. Mana is really awkward, and I can't stop the goblins next turn, so let's try and ramp it a little bit. A land drop there. Yeah, Ashiok could have been against that. So we know that he has a ritual in hand and probably some goblins. Have the lantern, so I don't really care about the Past in Flames. Don't know about the Baral. Issue are really the goblins, I think. How does this work again? Chosen cards into the graveyard. I think we take the mana away and let him Baral. Since he doesn't have the Stormlords, it seems loose. Pick the ritual Baral. It's weird with the Oust in hand, but it's sorcery speed. Can't double it up with Teferi. Just an Aether Gust here. I guess. Make my mana better here, unfortunately. Has the Baral nonetheless. Yes. here at reveal. Just for the storm count and the goblins. Yep. It's empty, that kills us. Anything else? At least we have the white source now. Take 14 damage. If I can't find the Supreme Verdict with a land. Okay. So if we drop the Ashiok here and mill over the Supreme Verdict, we only need another land drop to wrath away this nonsense. Sounds like desperation, and a single remand or something breaks this up, of course. But that's it. That's our plan. Didn't work. This Uro is too slow. Empty the Warrens also plays around the Weather the Storm, so 6 here. On. Supreme Verdicts, please on top. Justice. Work out. And we're dead. Because we tried to counter something, we are exactly dead. Because we increased the storm count. Super. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to do, just hope that he doesn't get the goblins. I think we can prevent everything else. But these goblin plays are the most dangerous stuff we can do. Some mana leaks on the play. Let's hope that Teferi is good here. I think I want to go for an Ashiok yet. Can't use their counter spells anymore. This is okay. 2 cards. So this is gone. This is gone. Lightning Bolt, interesting. Serum Visions and Lightning Bolt in their deck, in their hand there. Let's prevent their gifts and givens, I guess. Might be greedy here. other pieces. This prevents gifts. So this also stops Path and Flame lines, or at least makes the graveyard smaller. Counter spells now something. Okay. Stormlord. On a row with a land drop. And that. Maybe that play was too greedy. Maybe it was too greedy, but we can still answer the first barrel something. They have the goblins again. Oh. Where's my mana leak? Damn it. Uro betrayed us. One game you flood out, and the other you miss the land drops. Damn it. Told us. Oh. There. Double grape shot or something. Oh. There. It's very scary. Good thing I played Uro. We are dead, right? Because now he has a storm count 6 if he plays another one. Yeah, well. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. No. 1 life. Still 5. Kills the Ashiok, okay. Whew. Dodged a bullet there, I guess. Right. 2 grape shots are gone. Don't think they run 3, right? How much Path to Exiles can you draw? I guess 4 is the answer. I mean, yes. On swords. Our Titan friend now is us. Back the Archmage's Charm in our hand at least. It's a given. Okay. Drop the row. Hold up Archmage's Charm, I guess. Back to 9. Dum dum. Beast comes. It's hungry. Let's hope this is good enough. To lose that against a third lightning bolt or something. Top. Right, let's see. Still have the counter against the Past and Flames. We can still counter Gifts Ungiven. Don't care about Serum Visions. 2 Grape Shots are gone. So in untap we win, I'm pretty sure. So this is the deciding turn. His counter spells are dead at least. Okay. At least only 4. At least only. Tick. 7 at maximum. Sure. There, bottom. Alright. There he goes to 4. Got him. To 5. Attack. Right. Go. Summer counters this. Goes the targets, and here we go. Another 4-1. Unfortunately, we had some bad luck against Dredge. It was somewhat close, at least in game 3, in my opinion. So couldn't make the 5-0 yet again, but deck feels nice, really. A lot of fun. But we have to make this cross between trying to beat aggro decks and beating the really greedy decks, like all the remand / reclamation decks. So didn't need the Ceremonious Rejection in the sideboard again. The Condemn was not needed because we didn't play against Prowess this time, but I still think it's nice. Didn't need the Timelies that much. We boarded them in it a couple of times, but well. Also, the Weather the Storm was not really needed. Maybe it can be something else. But I really respect the aggro decks and don't want to lose to them. I have also seen in some sideboards as a 1-mana card or 1-mana removal answer spell. I think Isolate is the name. Isolate. This one. Still an instant. exile target permanent with converted mana cost 1. So you can exile a Swift Spear or Soulscar Mage. You can also bring it in against Aether Vial decks, because you can exile not only the Aether Vial, but also like a Champion of the Parish, Noble Hierarch, or something like that. So it has some value sometimes on the play. Maybe you can snack an Expedition map or something like that, since it exiles also an egg, but not that exciting out of those matchups. Maybe an Amulet, but I think it's more narrow than Condemn. I guess Death Shadow can be hit by it, but Condemn can also hit an Tarmogoyf, a Stormwing entity, an Sprite Dragon, so I think Condemn is a little bit nicer, and if those creatures don't attack, yeah, then you are still happy with it. So I still like the main board. Wall of Omens is surely debatable. Maybe you just want to run a Shark Typhoon to keep up with these greedy remand decks. We lost one time against the big shark. We've beaten it in other times, so I don't know. I really like that Wall of Omens can at least block and makes the aggro matchups a little bit better. But there is some appeal to increase the blue count and just run Shark Typhoon over it, maybe. Or just to throw a few Ice-fangs into the deck. But I don't want to make the color requirements too heavy. Like, honestly, in this league, the mana base felt pretty smooth, all in all. There were a couple of situations where the Forest and Field of Ruin were awkward, but that is something that can happen with any 3-color deck, I think. But most of the times, with the addition of this Polluted Delta, we hit our colors. We only really have to go to blue, and 1 white, 1 green is enough for the most part. You can escape Uru later on in the game. You don't have to have him on turn 4 most of the times. I guess against Burn that is nice, but yeah. What also never came up is that they Field of Ruin our green sources away. Again, we have only 2 breeding pools and this 1 temple garden, alongside 1 basic forest, so if they Field of Ruin all of our duels, we don't have the second green to play the Uro out anymore. But that requires them on having 3 Field of Ruins and all fire them off against the breeding pools. Don't know how often that will actually come up, but it's a corner case you have to keep in mind. But I think the second basic forest hurts more than it helps. Like, I rarely want to fetch out these basic forests. Sure, you can then get them with a Field of Ruin, but I think the basic islands are more important for the cryptics. And for Archmage Charm, I guess. So, and Mystic Sanctuary, of course. So I don't think it's correct to go, like, switch this island for a forest. That seems kind of weird when you run Mystic Sanctuaries and these triple blue cards, so. Something to think about still. But outside of that, occasionally you flood out. I know I talk about it always a little bit, because I hate that, but with 25 lands, that is a reality. But then again, if you don't hit the land drops, you also lose, so it is hashtag control life, I guess. Yeah, I probably just will run this back a few times and see how it will continue to perform. I mean, we have now made 2 4-1s in a row. That is more than I did with any other version I run before. So that seems good to me. And yeah, maybe these Wall of Omens simply have to be something else. If you really want to go deeper, these 4 cards are, I think, the slots I would consider the most to cut. Like, maybe if we throw this out, we can shift back the Ashiok into the sideboard, or the Aether Gust. Maybe you can cut the 4th Aether Gust entirely and simply put something else into the deck. The question is what and why. What are we gonna aim to improve? Because Aether Gust really helps in the bad matchups, and even in the grindy matchups can be used against Uro or something. Like Wilderness Reclamations, I think I have talked about all of this stuff, so I don't want to bore you here, but nearly every deck is red or green in some form. Only the blue-white mirrors. There you won't find a good target. That's about it. Even against Tron it's good, as funny as that sounds. I guess Eldrazi Tron, there it's also dead, but yeah, well. Yeah, so these 4 cards are my own tech, kind of. You can fill them out how you want. More Sharks, more Ice-fangs. I guess these could all be 4 Ice-fangs, if you will. Sounds also interesting. Like, just play 4 Ice-fang Quartals. But I think at least one piece of graveyard interaction in the main deck has some value right now. A lot of decks are using their graveyard, and Ashiok is nice because it's also a hate against search effects, and you can fill your own graveyard for the Uro, so or for Sanctuary and Snap. There's some value there. Could also run a Soul Guide Lantern, but yeah, it's card disadvantage kind of. I only really like it against Dredge, and it's good because it doesn't exile our own resources, so could also be something else. I don't know. I will think about that and maybe just run it back a few times and get a better feeling for the deck. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully see you back next time as well, because Uro is love, and if you want to play fair, quote-unquote, I think you have to play Uro. It's simply too good not to run it, even if it skewers your mana base. I mean, you can count in this league again how many games Uro in the end won, or at least enabled the possibility of winning it. When we drew, for example, the Cryptic against Dredge, like, then we certainly win game 1, I think. So, yeah. As I mentioned, have a great day. Till next time. Magic's out. Bye bye.